Okay, yeah. Let me just make. Okay, great. Yeah, we're recording then. Okay, so you were in Liverpool and you know English. Great. So, what do you want to make rap songs for?
I want to make rap songs just for the sake of it,
Okay.
but I really like hip hop. I grew up listening to hip hop. Um, I'm really grateful that I can speak a foreign language like English.
Mm-hmm.
English is very is a lot spoken in Europe and
Mm-hmm.
in the USA, and I'm really grateful that I can, for instance, make a song, and a lot of people can hear it, and that's what I want to do. I want to make songs, and I want people to hear them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great, great. Okay, so I think I can definitely help you with that then. So have you ever written rap before?
I've written a couple of well, there are only half verses of two songs,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
but
cool.
there are 8 bars for each song.
Oh, okay, so they're kind of short.
They are quite short, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, cool, cool. Well, yeah, yeah, that's really helpful. I'm just taking notes. That's why I'm typing right now.
All
Um,
right.
okay, so you've done some. Have you ever had any music lessons at all?
This is my first time.
Woo! Well then, welcome.
Yes,
Yeah, welcome to the land of music. No, okay, great. Other questions I like to ask. Right. So, who are your favorite rappers then?
my favorite um, rapper is Guru.
Oh, really? Gangstar?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Gangstar.
wow, cool.
I like Gangstar a lot. And
Okay.
a tribe called Quest.
Ah, okay. So you're kind of like an old school guy, like a old.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Any
yeah.
any other?
I quite like Nas.
Nas. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Everyone should like Nas, you know. Okay, cool. So anyone else?
Um, Public Enemy.
Publican. Oh yeah, Chuck D and Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow, yeah, you are an old school guy. So have you heard new music, or you've heard it and you just kind of don't like it? Like, I mean, like really new people.
Um, I I listen to a lot of underground.
Okay.
Well, I'm into some mainstream. Like, yeah, I'm into some mainstream, but not as much as like some unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm attracted to underground.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah. I probably am most of all attracted to underground too. So I just like to ask these questions so then I know sort of what kind of rap to help you write. You know,
yeah,
because my job here isn't really to like make you the best rapper or to write the rap that I like to hear. It's really to help you become the kind of rapper you want to
I
be.
want to be. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You know, so if you like guys like Guru and Tribe Called Quest, then what I'm hearing is that you are really into like the culture side of it, of like bringing people together to listen to rap and capturing how it feels sort of to be alive at like a certain time and place in a community. And it's more about like the message, right? And the lyrics. And not so much about like rhyming or crazy complicated rhyming like Eminem and stuff, you know? Would you say
yeah.
that's yeah, yeah. Would you say that's right? That's correct?
I think I quite agree with you
Okay.
because I've written similar stuff about Eminem rhyme schemes being very complicated, whereas in the past they were not complicated at all. So
Yeah. Okay,
I've
cool.
read, yeah,
Cool. So, do you have your rap songs with you?
I do, yeah,
Yeah, is there any way you could do one of them or both of them?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you could perform it, it will help me know what we can work on.
Martin will help you if I will copy paste them as well.
If you what?
if I'll copy them.
Yeah, yeah. Do you mind sending them to me?
Yeah. This is the first song. Should I play it now?
Yeah, yeah. Do you mind?
Yeah. Remember, we used to be together like it's gonna be forever. We used to stay at the seaside, watch the sunset. You're a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet, and I regret for making you again. Still upset, be sitting with the headset on my head so I can't forget. It's like I'm drinking away the pain, but you and my thinking today remain. I replay my brain and reminisce times that I missed so much. I can't live longer without your touch. My appetite for life, losing the fire, you're a bright light in the night, my life.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Did you send me the, oh, there they are. Okay, sorry. Remember we used to be together like it's gonna be forever. We used to stay at the seaside watching sunset. You were a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet, and I regret for making you again feel upset. Studying with that. Sorry, I'm wrapping it back to myself in my head. I've been studying with the headset on my head so I can forget. It's like I'm drinking away the pain, but you and my thinking today remain. I reply in my brain and reminisce times that I miss. So much I can't live longer without your touch. My appetite for life, losing the fight. You were a bright light in the night of my life. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's really good. And again, like it's really personal. You know, like your favorite rappers, like Guru or Tribe Called Quest. Okay, so I'm just gonna yeah, we can text here, right? How do I test? Okay, cool. Can you see that? You can see I'm writing back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a beat for this, or was the beat like just in your head?
I thought you could hear it. Sorry. I've played the beat. Can you not hear it?
No, I can't. Yeah. Are you playing it out of your speakers?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make it any louder, maybe?
Can't make it any louder than that.
Okay. What beat is it? Like, is it one you found, or is it a famous one?
Should I send you the link?
Yeah. Do you want it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. If I click that. All right. Cool. Let me listen to the beat real quick.
All right.
That's what you are. That's what I try to be.
Okay. Cool. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, you could. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening then. Okay. So, first, I think, like, the subject matter you decided to talk about fits the beat really well. You know, obviously on this, you're not gonna wanna, like, do something crazy and energetic or, like, super violent or hyper or anything. So it is sort of like a relationship type song, you know? So that's good. So the two things that I'm struck by from hearing you, and I'm just gonna type notes over here, so you can come back and listen to them. And this is how we're gonna talk about it from now on, or what we're gonna talk about from now on is, alright, first is what we call the poetic line, and the second is delivery. And delivery, we'll get to that later. So let's talk about sort of your lines. Could you do it again? Could you rap it again? Just the first 4 lines. Like, remember we used to be together like it's gonna be forever until upset. Could you do just that part?
you want me to do it now? Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind? Yeah, just now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Cool, thanks.
Remember, we used to be together like it's gonna be forever. We used to stay at the seaside, watch the sunset. You're a brunette queen deserving of a coronet, and I regret for making you again if you're upset.
Okay, cool. Remember we used to be together like it's gonna be forever. Like it's gonna be forever. We used to stay at the seaside, watch the sunset. Okay, yeah. So here it's like you need to understand how beats are put together, right? Because right now I don't hear the structure of your rap. Like your rap doesn't have enough structure to it right now. And it doesn't have enough structure, because when you say it, you're sort of rushing through all of the words, and it's not reflecting the beat of the music behind it enough, right? Because when you listen to a rap song, you have to count what we call beats and bars. Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so
1,
it's...
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, exactly. So you know how to count them. But it's like, now you have to get your rap to respect those beats, right? And you have to build up to the kind of crazy rhythmic stuff that Talib Kweli and Busta Rhymes are doing, right? So as you're going, here's what I like to do. I like to write out the line, and then I like to show where every beat is in the line. So let's take your first one. Remember we used to be together like it's gonna be forever. Yeah, okay, so let's do this, right? Let's take the word remember. The accent is on the second syllable, right? You say remember. So it makes us think that the mem is on the beat, right? So it should be like, remember we used to be together, right? Is that how it goes? Yeah, remember we used to be together. Okay, like, and let's keep doing this, right? So mem is on the beat, right? So I like to write it out like this. Remember, right? And so that shows that mem is on beat 1, let's say, okay? Remember, and then we used to be together. And so then it's like B is on the next one. So we do that. And now it looks like this. Remember we used to be together. Okay? But now we start getting a little confused because the accents of your words don't quite line up with the beat. Because when you speak in English, certain syllables, like we've been talking about, are accented, right? Remember is an important part, so we say it louder. We don't say remember, we don't say remember, we say remember. Yeah, exactly. So you have to understand and pay attention to how your words are working, right? So in here, I sort of start to get lost because your accents aren't lined up in a straightforward way with the beat behind you, right? So let me try to figure out what is going on here, okay? And let's just keep doing this. Remember, we used to be together. So what syllable in together is accented? Together.
Is it the first one?
Second one, right?
Second.
Together. Yeah, it's like remember, right? Together, together, together. And so when you recognize that the second syllable in together is accented, then you have to line up the syllable of together with the beat. But the problem here is that we already just did that with the word be. So it's like when you're rapping this over a beat, there's sort of no easy way to perform it in a way that it sounds natural, right? Because it's like this, right? If I'm snapping, I'm not quite sure how to say this line, right? Is it something like, remember we used to be together? But then that sounds rushed. That sounds like too many syllables, right? It's almost hard to tell what I'm saying. Remember we used to be together. Or does get the syllable, It's like, remember we used to be together. And that's way too many syllables, obviously. So it's like you have to spread out the accent, and let me just summarize this. You have to spread out the accented syllables in your rap in such a way that they line up with the beats in the music behind you, right? So there's a really pretty easy way to do this. Remember we were together. Remember we were together. That works better. So instead of remember we used to be together, let's take out some syllables because I said there were too many and do remember we were together. And now it makes more sense because there are less accented syllables in the line. Okay? Because right now, and this is, it might sound like it's not a problem, but this is what happens over all of your bars, right? So if I were going to rap it, it might go like, remember we used to be together, like it's going to be forever. We stay at the seaside, watch the sun set. You know, we used to stay. Stay is the accented syllable there. So I'm going to do the next line if you don't have any questions. Do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions,
Okay.
but I think what you told me was very powerful.
Okay, good. Yeah, the thing
Thank
about
you.
spreading out your accents. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, because you just have to, when you rap and when you write rap, just always have that beat going in the background. You don't have to be actually listening to music, but just like, well, if I were going to perform this, where are all the syllables falling? That will help you. Answering the question, always answer the question. I'm just writing this out. Always answer the question, where are the syllables falling in relationship to the beat? Okay? And it should really be, yeah, that's an easy way to think of it, okay? So remember we were together. And that's kind of cool, man. That's a good flow. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know? That sounds nice. So let's do, let's keep going then and take the next one. Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. Remember we used to be together, like it's gonna be forever. Yeah, okay, like it's gonna be forever. And here you did a better job, right? Because in the sentence, like it's gonna be forever, like is accented, and be can be accented too. B is accented. So now we see it. Right? We see the structure in your words because it's obviously like it's gonna be forever. Okay, so now it's easy. Like it's gonna be forever, like it's gonna be forever, like it's gonna be forever, like it's gonna be forever. It's not rushed. There aren't any big gaps. It has a good flow to it. It lines up with the accents. I know where the beat is. Okay, so this is what I wish you had done just in your whole verse, okay? So now it's like, remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. And that's kind of cool because you start off with like this explosion of syllables and then you bring it back really quick. You slow down really quick. So it's sort of a nice flow, okay? So remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. And I can imagine how that would keep going. You know, it might be like, remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know? And so now, like, you can make a whole flow out of this. But you have to see the structure first, right? And before, I didn't see the music in your rap. You know, I didn't see the beat in your rap, okay? So, is it okay if I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, like it's gonna be forever, we used to stay. Like it's gonna be forever, we used to stay. Yeah, okay, so, and then we start getting back to some problems now. Because we used to stay at the seaside, watch the sun set. Okay, so let's talk about which syllables are accented in this one, right? In the word seaside is the accented syllable. You know, you say seaside. It's not seaside. That sounds weird. Okay, so seaside, and same thing with sunset, right? It's sunset. It's not sunset. Okay, so sunset can be accented. And you know, so when you're looking for accented words, it comes down to how we say it. And then if there's small words like at and the, they're probably not accented because they're just not important. You know, we would never say, we used to stay at the seaside, watch the sunset. It just sounds weird. You know, like at isn't a cool word like seaside is. It's not an interesting word like sunset is. So we don't want to accent it and draw attention to it, okay? So the problem, and stay is the other one, because stay takes a long time to say. So these are like our potentially accented syllables. But the problem is in making the transition from be forever to we used to stay. Because look at this. If be is going to be accented, then we have forever we used to, and then we're back at our first accented syllable, right? And that's too many. Forever we used to. That's 6. That's 6 syllables between, let me write it out. 6 unaccented syllables between the 2 accented syllables, right? And so it's like, if I were to try to perform that, it just sounds rushed, you know? So let me try to say it, right? Remember we were together, like it's gonna, Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. We used to stay at the seaside, watch the sun set. You know, it's just too many syllables. So we're gonna do the same thing and clear them out until we can put stay on the beat. Or you know what? We probably have to add some, like it's gonna be forever. Stay at the sea, like it's gonna be be forever. Stay at the seaside. Yeah, that's tough. Okay. So, like it's gonna be forever, stay at the seaside, watch the sunset. Okay, because at the seaside, watch the sunset is really well done. But the problem is getting from forever to at the seaside. So let me show you why at the seaside, watch the sunset works. Stay at the seaside, watch. Then we accent, watch the sun set. Okay? So it's like that. Seaside, watch the sunset. Seaside, watch the sunset. So now it's like sunset. Sun doesn't have to be accented because now sunset is 2 different words. It's not sunset. Okay? So we changed it a little, but it still has the same meaning. So now we have to figure out how we get to seaside, watch the sun set. You know, and it's like when you're thinking about this, what are the words that we can't change, right? One of them is set, because I think you rhyme off it. Stay at the sunset, watch the sea set. Yeah, you have brunette and coronet and stuff. And coronet's a beautiful word. So good call on that. So we can't change set. But everything else is sort of up for grabs. So what we have to ask ourselves is, what is the quickest way we can express this idea in as few syllables as possible, right? Like we want to say this idea, but in only 1 syllable or 2 syllables at most. So if we're like it's gonna be forever at the seas, we used to like it's gonna be forever, like it's gonna be forever, like it's gonna be forever at the seaside, watching. Like it's gonna be forever, watching the sunset at, like watching the seaside and the sunset. Watching the seaside, like it's gonna be forever, watching the seaside and the sun. Check the sunset. Okay, and this is, let's do this. This is what I'm hearing. So the sentence before is like it's gonna be forever, right? And this is a really good moment where you can use your editing to make your lyrics better, right? Because I've been talking a lot so far about the poetry of it, but not so much like the thing you're saying, right? The subject, the topic that you're talking about. But when you go back and fix one thing in your rap, I want you to think about how you can also simultaneously fix something else, right? And this is a good example of that. Because it would be really cool here to describe what was going to last forever. You know, this would be a great opportunity to give us a really intimate, in-depth view of what you wanted to last forever in a personal way. Obviously, it's the relationship, but we need like a metaphor to really make it hit home. Because that's how people communicate, right? So it's like, what did you want to last forever? Obviously, the relationship. But what did the relationship involve? It involved watching sunsets, right? So here, I think we can change the poetry a little bit from being a sentence to being like just a clause, right? So watching the seaside, check the sunset. And that's just what I'm going to leave it here for now. So now it's watching the seaside, check the sun, check the sunset, right? So now we skip a few, and this is how it's going. Like it's going to be forever, watching the seaside, check the sunset, okay? But we took this opportunity to sort of make the poetry more metaphorical, more flowery, you know, because whoever you're talking about, you didn't just want to stay with them for the purpose of staying with them. You wanted certain things to last. And now you're telling us what it was. Like watching the sunset at the seaside, stuff like that, you know. And so watching the seaside, check the sunset. You know, watching the seaside isn't a full sentence because it doesn't have a subject. But that sort of change, that variation can be really cool. And it also helps us out of our problem before of accenting syllables. Because we cleared some out. You know, we deleted we, used to, and stay, and at, right? So we cleared out 5 syllables to make the structure more obvious. And at the same time, we made the poetry a little more interactive, a little more engaging, you know, because now you put us in the first person. You put the listener with you at the seaside watching the sunset, you know. And yeah, so that's a really nice way to do it. Do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, is this making sense so far? You see where I'm going?
It's making sense, and it does sound better.
Okay, yeah, cool, exactly, right? So now we've got the whole thing. Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever, watching the seaside, check the sunset. Exactly, and then you know where all of it is. Yeah, okay, so I can, let me just summarize it real quick for you. So, remember we were to get, sorry, I'm just writing it out so you can see where everything, to get, remember we were together, shit, I can't type, like it's gonna be forever, watching the seaside, check the sun set. And then we actually skip ahead to 4. Watching the seaside, check the sunset. Yeah, 4. Yeah. Watching the seaside, check the sunset. Right. Yeah, so now that's what your first 2 bars look like. Sorry, ignore that first one. Yeah, here it is. Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever, watching the seaside, check the sunset. Okay? And so this is the structure of your rap. And if we heard a bass kick and a snare behind it, it would be really obvious what the structure is, right? And we got rid of the gaps, we got rid of rushing your words, and so now we see the structure, okay? So this is what I would want you to do, for all of your lyrics, okay? So, watch the sunset. You were, and then this opens us up really nicely for the next line, okay? So I'll start you off, and then let's see if you can do, I'll walk you through sort of fixing the rest of it, okay? So check the sunset. So set is on the beat, so we have time already to say, you were, check the sunset. You were, okay? And then we're on, so let's take the word brunette. Which syllable in the word brunette is accented? The first one or the second one? Brunette.
The second one.
Oh,
brunette.
You're right. You were a brunette. Brunette. Okay, in French, brunette is... Okay, here's the thing. It's confusing because it could be either. This is one of those words I think you could say could be either. So I'm going to do... I think brunette works better, and you'll see why in a second when we get to deserving. Okay, because you could do brunette, but then that wouldn't leave room for deserving. Brunette queen. Yeah. It wouldn't leave room for deserving. So in the word, because in deserving, which syllable is accented? Deserving.
sorry to interrupt you. I know a website, howmanysyllables.com.
Yeah, okay.
Which it does this for you.
Okay, let me see it. Yeah, I'm just looking it up. Brunette. There you go. Okay, so let's do deserving. Yeah, okay, so which one is accented in deserving?
It's, according to the website, it's the second one.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, and brunette is originally a French word, and you have more leeway on foreign words in English, like blasé. Like in French, you know, blasé is a word that can be used in English, but because we always, our language is, you call it stress time, and French doesn't have stress, you know. If you've ever listened to it, have you ever heard a French person speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they just go to the end of the sentence. They're like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But we're sort of like da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. So, that means our words are accented differently. And so brunette is one of those.
Oh, so you say brunette instead of brunette.
Exactly, yeah. And,
so that's the difference.
Yeah, and we do that because English is a stress-timed language. So in French, if you notice in French, every single word, its syllable is on the final. Every single word has its stress on the final syllable. So like, you know, like the word for morning, right? Matin, bon matin. They say matin, right?
Yeah.
But if that was an English word, we might say matin, like that, okay? And that's just French. But back to brunette. Yeah, because I say brunette. And it's important because deserving, so let's write out the sentence again. You were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet, right? So I'm going to go brunette. Deserving, we've already talked about. And then how about coronet? This is one, coronet. Yeah, this is one. How about coronet? Do you know which syllable in that is accented?
It's the first one.
Last one.
The last one.
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check. Coronet. See, okay, I don't like this I don't know if this website is right about all of coronet. Coronet, is it really? Hold on, I'm looking it up. Coronet, okay, coronet can be either, you are a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. Yeah, you know what, and I like it. This one can be either, but I like it at the end, and you'll see why. We could even...
Coronet.
Exactly, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so,
Coronet.
I've picked these ones because they make it the most rap, right? Because now it's just, you were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. Okay?
Yeah.
So you were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. Oh, wait. You were a brunette, like it's gonna be for watching the seaside, check the sunset. You were a brunette queen deserving of a, you were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. Okay, sorry, of a coronet. That's where I should have started. So we're gonna accent of here, actually. You were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. So this is how I hear it. You were a brunette queen. You were a brunette queen deserving. Brunette queen deserving of, and that's actually the third of a coronet, and that's 4, right? So we skip the 2, and this is how it comes off. You were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. You were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. You were a brunette queen deserving of a coronet. But you hear how the structure is there now, and we have all 4 beats, right? So, yeah, okay, so let me show you why the other ways sort of don't work, right? Let's do brunette. You're a brunette, right? Like it's gonna be forever. Check the sunset. And we have to remember where we ended, right? So set is on the beat of 4. Now, if the et of brunette is gonna be on the beat, then there are too many syllables to get there, right? There's you, were, brun. And there's set, right? So this is how it would have to be. Watching the seaside, check the sunset, you were a brunette. You were a brunette. Yeah, you were a brunette queen. Watching the seaside, check the sunset. You're a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet. You could do it that way, right? It's just you're a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet. It's just you need more space then. You would do it this way. And plus, set is a little rushed, right? In this new way. Like here, check this. So it would be set, you're a brunette queen. Because we don't really hear the word set. We have to rush through it. But you could do it this way. I don't think it's as good because we don't hear set because you have to rush all the syllables after it, right? As soon as you start getting to like 5 or 6 syllables on a beat, it's iffy. You know, it might not work. So it would be like, watching the seaside, check the sunset, you're a brunette queen. And that's just a little rushed. Okay, but then most of the rest of it would work out. You're a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet. Deserving of. Yeah, okay. So which way do you like better? The first one or the second one?
The one that you did.
The first one? Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I thought yours was better.
Okay, good, yeah. And so you can see that it's really like, there's no obvious answer, right? But you have to be thinking about all these things at the same time. Like, which words are accented? What are the most... I'll write these questions down. Which words are accented? Which words are the most important? Which words are the most interesting? The coolest? Then you want to accent those words in such a way that the 4 beats of every bar are referenced or made clear. Are referenced and made clear. Let's say it that way, right? And made clear, okay? So let me do the whole opening if I can put it all together. Where's the start? Check the sunset, you were a brunette. Now you got me doing it your way. Check the sunset, you were a brunette queen. Okay, remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. Watching the seaside, check the sunset, you were a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet. I did it your way. Okay, one more time. Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. Watching the seaside, check the sunset, you were a brunette. Damn it. You were a brunette queen. Check the sunset, you were a brunette queen, deserving of a coronet. Remember we were together, like it's gonna be forever. Watching the seaside, check the sunset, you were a brunette queen. I don't know, maybe et is better. Check the sunset, a brunette queen. You were a brunette queen. You know what? Check the sunset, you were a brunette. I'm gonna go back to the second way where we say brunette and not brunette. So, and we're just going to fix the other problem, okay? And what was the other problem? The other problem was that there were too many syllables. So what are we going to do now? We're going to find a way to turn these 3 syllables into 2. Okay, because then you can do check the sunset, da brunette, okay?
Yeah.
You were a brunette. And you know, some people, they could say you a brunette and just drop were. But again, I think we can use this moment while we're fixing the poetic structure to make the story a little more interesting too. Like we did before when we made that incomplete sentence, watching the seaside, right, with no subject. And this one, instead of being just a verb, which is what the last one was, we're just going to make it a subject with no verb. So we're going to get rid of were, and then we're going to just find a way to say too. My own, yeah, exactly. We're going to say, my own brunette queen deserving of a sunset. So you can see how that's kind of interesting because there's no verb, there's no were, right? There's no nothing, whatever that goes with it. You're just painting a picture in my eye. You know, I'm picturing this really beautiful brown-haired girl standing next to you while you guys are at the seaside watching the sunset. Which is a little more, you know, a little more immediate, a little more, yeah, exactly, a little more poetic, cooler. I can picture it better. Okay, so let me write this out then. Remember we were together. You were, and then we're gonna do my own brunette, right? And that'll put us back on 1 at queen. And then we skip the 2, which I'm going to put in between just to remind me. Deserving. And then of is going to be on 3. 3 of a son. No, deserving of a coronet. Sorry. Deserving of a cora. And then net is on the 4, right? So here we are. Okay. Remember we're together. Like it's gonna be forever. Watching the seaside, check the sunset. My own brunette queen. Deserving of a coronet. Yeah. That. Boom. Nice. Good. Done. Perfect. Fixed. Okay. Because that works really well. Okay. Because my own brunette really reminds us of your opening, which is when you threw all those syllables together in a row, which was remember we were together, right? So now it makes poetic sense, now it makes story sense, and now it makes musical sense because you're using similar rhythms over and over, right? Because it's like this: remember we were together, set my own brunette. And that sort of reminds me of each other because both of them are based on cutting up the beat into 5 parts. Remember we were 2. Yeah, so that first beat has 5 syllables on it. And the second one doesn't have 5 syllables on it, but we hold set out for the length of 2. Okay, so let me just show you how this is working. Remember we were 2, and that has 5 syllables, right? And then set, my own brun is only 4, but we hold set for twice the length of the other ones, right? Because it's not set my own brun. Set my own brun. It's set my own brun. Okay? So, let me do that again. Remember we're together. Check the sun, set my own brun. You see how set lasts a little bit, just a little bit longer than those other words, right? I can do it again. Remember we're to, and then, check the sunset, my own brunette queen. Check the sunset, my own brunette. Okay? So it sort of reminds us of the other one in a really nice way. Let me do the whole thing again. Remember we're together. Like it's gonna be forever. Watching the seaside, check the sunset, my own brunette queen. Deserving of a coronet. Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah. And the word coronet, you know, coronet is a great fucking word. It's just so nice to hear, man. It's so nice to hear. You know, it's better than crown. It's better than, what else do people wear? Like fucking tiara. It's just like, when I picture a coronet, I'm not just picturing some pretty girl wearing a crown who's wearing a crown because she's pretty. I'm picturing, like, a fucking queen who is, like, dignified, you know, who is elegant, who is refined, who's smart, who's confident. So it's not just that she's good looking or funny or whatever. It's that she, like, earned her position in society because she was so cool and good looking and refined and elegant and all that stuff. So that's a really good word. And you have another good one in here. Remember we're together. It's gonna be forever. Watching the seaside, check the sunset. Yeah, brunette. Brunette is a great fucking word too. Because it's not just that she has brown hair. You know, it's brunette. And that sort of French influence, since that's a French word, just makes it all more important. And it makes it more, something I care about, you know, is the best way maybe to put that. Do you hear that? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Then I think we're on the same page. So, I think we only got 13 minutes left. Matt and you were brunette queen, deserving a coronet. Sorry, I'm going back to your words to see what else we might say. So this is like the process I would do for the whole thing. Deserving to have a coronet, and I regret. Yeah, so why don't we try a little bit of the next one, but you doing most of it, and I'll set you up, right? So now you were a brunette queen, deserving to have a coronet. I remember net is on the beat. Coronet, and I regret. Okay, great. So why don't you just do it with that part? And I regret for making you again. Yeah. Why don't you just do that part? And I regret. So which one of those syllables is accented? Just say it to yourself. Just say it how you would normally say it.
and I regret.
Yeah, exactly.
It's regret, but it's let me check. I think it's regret.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which is louder? Which is accented?
Regret.
Yeah. Exactly. Boom. There you go. Right. So now this is what you should.
And I regret.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is what you should write down then. Right. Capitalize the gret so you know it's accented, and then this is what comes before that, but net is on the 4, right? So this is what we have, and I regret. So now, deserving of a coronet, and I regret, right? You were a brunette, queen, deserving of a coronet, and I regret. Okay, so we're so far it's making great sense. Don't have to change anything. And I regret for making you. And I regret for making you again. Okay, and I regret for making you again feel upset. Yeah, okay, so this one works. But here, and this is sort of a tough one because here actually the unaccented part of the word is on the beat. So take the next few words for making, right? Okay, so obviously it's going to be making. But which syllable is accented there?
Make.
Yeah, exactly, right? But here is actually how I'm hearing it. And I regret for making you. And I regret for making you again. And I regret for making. And I regret for making you again. And I regret for making you again. Okay, then we skip that one. And so now, actually, the accented syllable is you. Because this is how I would do it. And I regret, where are we? Brunette queen, deserving of a coronet. And I regret for making you again. Right? You, because, and this works well. Sorry, let me write it out. And I regret for making you again feel upset. Yeah, just like that, okay? And I regret for making you again feel upset. Right? So that's how that one goes, okay?
Yeah.
And so I would just do this with every one of your lines. And if you rush, take syllables out. If there is an awkwardly long pause, add syllables in. And do this until you have the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in all of them. You know, until the structure of the beat is clear. Let me put it that way. Until the structure of the beat is clear. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, so that's something good for you to do. Alright, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, no.
Okay.
I think it was very helpful indeed.
Okay, good.
It was stuff that I've kind of heard before, but they weren't as explained.
Okay, yeah, good.
As you did.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and so it's like, I'm not telling you that what you wrote is bad. It's just you have to bring out what's good in it. You know, it's like my job here is just sort of like take your good ideas, the good ideas you already have, and turn them into great ones, okay? Because if you go back and watch the video you recorded, you're sort of rushing through the whole thing. It's hard to hear what you're saying and telling what you're saying. And then doing this sort of thing will really help you fix it, okay? So why don't we just, quick to end it, making you again feel upset, been sitting with the headset. Why don't you just try doing it with this one, okay? So remember,
I'm sitting with a headset on my head so I can't forget.
Exactly, you know, and so if you just listen to exactly how you say it, you accented, which ones did you accent? Just say it to yourself slow.
Been sitting with a head set on my head so I can forget.
Yeah, exactly. So could you write out, I think you did it with 4. Could you write down the 4 syllables that you accented? Been sitting with a
head set on my head so I can forget. Been sitting.
Yeah.
Sitting.
Yeah.
Sitting.
Yeah. Sit. The sit, right? The sit,
yeah.
Of sitting. Good. And then
head.
Okay. Head. Set. Like that.
On my head so I can forget. It's.
Uh-huh.
I think it's head again and forget for. Had and for.
Actually, you were doing get. You were doing forget. So let me see. Been sitting with the headset on my head so I can forget. That's actually how you were doing it.
Yeah.
And it's a question of if you want to keep it that way, because it's really cool. So I can forget it. He's about to forget. No, yeah, forget is on the second syllable. So it's interesting because, and this is like your flow. This is what would you say? This is like the main story of your rhyme. Is you have these 2-syllable words with the accent on the second syllable. And it's funny that you found this many because there really aren't that many in English. In English, in 2-syllable words, most of the accents are on the first one. So it's like, this is what makes your rap cool, is that you found this rhythm, the da-da, the da-da rhythm, instead of the da-da rhythm, and then you use it over and over. Because this is how you were doing it. Been sitting with the headset on my head so I can forget.
Yeah.
And that's like the cool, that's the cool thing about it. So it's like, you have to ask yourself, do I want to keep the cool thing, or do I want to keep the intelligibility of it? Do I want people to understand me, or do I want to be cool? And so that's sort of like the question, because it's a little hard to do both here. Because it's like, been sitting with the headset on my head so I can forget. You know, like it's rushed, but it works. It's rushed, but it works here. Because you do it, because you repeat it. Right? So before, you weren't repeating the rushing in the same way every time. So you could actually do this line in a few different ways. What was the last word we had? To feel up, is it feel? Is it feel? Yeah. Feel upset, been sitting with the headset on my head so I can forget. That's actually how I would do it. But you could do it how you did with the set of headset accented, which would be feel upset, been sitting with the headset. That's too many. That's too many. So you can do it the second time, but not the first time. Been placing the head. And okay, so here's what you could do. Been placing the headset on my head so I can forget. Like that. Feel upset, been placing the headset. That's still too many. Feel upset, keeping the headset. You can do that, keeping the headset on my head so I can forget. You know, because at this point, we're like 4 or 5 lines into the rap. So you've given us an introduction. You told us what you're going to do. And now you can be a little more free. You know, so this way it would be like this, right? Feel upset, keeping the headset on my head so I can forget. And that makes more sense. That's a little clearer, right? So it's like this. Keeping the head set on my head so I can forget. Almost, yeah. On my head so I can forget. Right? So this goes like this. Feel upset, keeping the head set on my head so I can forget. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's cool. That's cool, man. Because you're changing the rhythm. You know, like keeping the head has 5. Let me put it like this, right? So 1 is empty. Keeping the head. 2 has set on it. Set on my head. Set on my head. And then you don't say anything on 3, so I can forget. And that's for, which is get, right? So yeah, just to wrap this up, since we have to go soon, but it's feel upset, nothing is on the 1, right? Feel upset, nothing on the beat, keeping the head set on my head, nothing on 3, so I can forget, right? So feel upset, keeping the head set on my head so I can forget, is how you would do it. Feel upset, keeping the head set on my head so I can forget. And that's cool because you're always changing your rhythms, you know. You kind of go slow and then you go a little faster and then you go slow again. You start off fast, go a little slower and then go fast again, which is really cool. Okay, so does that help you, man?
I think it helps me a lot, and
Okay.
I've only got one question.
Yeah.
Will I be able to? Is it actually saved? Is this saved?
What, the text?
Yeah.
I don't. Let me see. I think it says.
I need to do a copy paste then,
Yeah.
just to make sure.
Yeah. Or do you see a button that says more to the right of everyone?
Save chat.
Save chat,
Yeah.
and then it should.
Sorry, I'm really new to this software as well.
Oh yeah. No problem. And then it should be saved as a file called like meeting saved chat.txt. For me. Okay, does that help? Well, yeah, man, I really enjoyed this. So if you want to do another lesson, you can sign up through Lesson Face again. Okay.
I will do.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Yeah, cool, man.
Very helpful.
Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot, Darius, and just email me if you need any help signing up or anything. Okay.
Okay. Shall I install Skype for next time?
Yeah, that might be good.